All Putin, all hail the good Putin, Putin the cat. And the bad Putin is the guy that runs Russia, Vladimir Putin. This is good Putin, Putin the cat. And he was chilling out under his crystal pyramid lamp, getting some good energies. But I want to give you a story about Sergei Magnitsky, who died in prison in Russia in 2009. And it's a human rights story. And this tells you a lot about what Vladimir Putin is actually about. Oh, the guy's a smooth act, you know? He's another short stature type Stalin, you know? They called him the man of iron, you know? It's always these guys that are real short in stature, like 5'4" Putin is. They got these ego problems, and they act smooth as all crap, and, you know, that game, same old game. But this is going to be about Sergei Magnitsky, right, buddy? Get you down there. Anyway, he was a Russian, basically an investigator, an accountant, a lawyer, civil attorney, whatever. He was actually tasked with checking into something, and he uncovered that the Russian state and corrupt officials in cooperation with the police stole hundreds of millions of dollars from, and they falsified papers and all this kind of garbage. And what happened was, instead of him being the hero for exposing this, they put Sergei in prison. And they actually beat him up before they put him in prison. These articles don't go into it, but I read previous articles. But while he was in prison, being held without, just because, they could only hold him for up to a year without actually, before they try him for something. And they were trying to get him to change his mind the whole time. And he wouldn't do it. So they kept putting him in worse and worse conditions in prison until finally he got so sick he had pancreatic problems, gallbladder problems, and they refused to give him any kind of medical attention. And he died less than 2 weeks before the expiration of the 1 year that they could hold him. And they refused him all kinds of medical treatment. And he died. Now, it's also been alleged that he didn't just die from lack of medical care and being put in the worst part of the prisons where the conditions were worse, the most horrible, but he was also beaten up. This is the type of Russia that, this is what Vladimir Putin is actually about, because what this guy exposed was Vladimir Putin's state buddies. The state apparatus that Vladimir Putin's about. That's what this guy exposed. Sergei Magnitsky exposed this. And it's like they can't deny what happened to this guy, and because of now actually what's going on very currently, almost 4 years after he dies, they're putting him up on charges of tax evasion for millions of dollars after he's dead. That's ridiculous, because there's nobody, they don't do this kind of stuff except in, communist bloc nations, and where it's like, it's a political show trial. You don't put somebody up on tax evasion charges and try a person where he can't defend himself 4 years after they die. That's a political show trial, because what happened is, it looks like it's the international community actually realized this guy was bringing out the truth on what was going on in Russia. And, it was interesting, too, because they found out that later on that the police and everybody, that people that confiscated documents, they actually forged contracts, and crooks that the police who confiscated the documents in coordination with the crooks, forged contracts to make it look like this company owed all this money, and they were able to take it over for like practically nothing. And they found out later on, in fact, that that's exactly, it was all forged documents, something that Sergei was accusing them of. And right now, some of the things are starting to come out, because actually it was 2 years after Sergei's death. 2 years ago, this came out, which was, basically his death was almost 4 years ago. In July 2011, Russia's Investigate Committee for the first time acknowledged that Sergei Magnitsky died because prison authorities restricted medical care for him. but it was probably more than that. They probably beat him up. It seems like he was visited by people and he was beat up to make sure he wasn't going to survive the next 2 weeks before he got out. And they opened criminal cases against 2 doctors who treated Sergei. So, I mean, it's even looking like, there's people in Russia that are investigating into some of this. But on the other hand, there's other people in Russia that are actually trying to throw more dirt on this guy by saying that he evaded taxes. And basically, since our Congress in the United States, made a major point about this and declared him a hero, it was Vladimir Putin who in December of 2012 made a little retaliatory type thing where he said that Americans were no longer able to adopt any Russian children. You see, it's a game. This guy is a piece of garbage, Vladimir Putin. He's a piece of garbage. And you could say, the thing is, in the United States, I could say, like, I don't like this about Obama, I don't like this about Hillary Clinton, I don't like this about John McCain, I don't like this about Kerry, or whatever. I could say that. In Russia, forget it. You can't be freaking saying stuff like that against Vladimir Putin. You'll find all kinds of crap on you. Because that's what they did with this guy. This guy, too. So, I mean, when you're over here in the United States and you think, armchair, from the armchair, everything's just fine, and Vladimir Putin, he's against the New World Order. Oh, bullshit. The guy is 10 times worse. 10 times freaking worse. You don't have any right to say anything against this guy over there. Forget it. Forget it. He's as smooth as a freaking, he's slick. That's why he goes to church. It's a big show, just like everything else. It's got a new, smooth angle. But basically, Magnitsky had alleged there had been large-scale theft from the Russian state, sanctioned, and it was carried out by Russian officials. He was arrested and eventually died in prison 7 days before the expiration of the 1-year term, for which he could be legally held without a trial. They can just hold you in there and kill you in one way or the other, and they'll find a way to kill you within a year, and then you're done, right? And he says he was beaten up just before he died. There's actually information that was found that he was beaten up just before he died to make sure he wasn't going to last that extra week. To make sure. Because he probably could have been on, passed out and surviving maybe for that next week. Who the hell knows? But he was throwing up like about every 15 minutes because that's how bad he had gallbladder problems in with the pancreas due to the conditions in the prison. But they also beat him up before he went into prison. So, and now they're trying him now that he's dead because they're saying that he evaded taxes or something. And it's interesting. The Russians, the Russian authorities, that were the crooks. There's different sides going on in here, but the guy that's actually the biggest crook is Vladimir Putin, or at least he's the face that you see. But the Russian authorities were actually, when Sergei found out about some of this stuff, and he started exposing it, the Russian authorities started accusing Sergei of owing taxes. But just right before that, not Sergei, but the company was Hermitage, I think it was, that he was basically working with, of owing taxes. And it turned out just before that, in writing, the Russian authorities said that they had actually overpaid taxes. So as soon as you say something against the state over there and you piss off the wrong people, they flip the whole freaking line the other way and they could say any damn thing they want. And that's Vladimir Putin all the way, because basically organized crime is the state of Russia, basically. What's going on? It's Vladimir Putin. He's screwing the people over there. He's screwing over all the Russian people. Definitely. And actually the only way you could stop this kind of shit is to make sure every single Russian has an AK-47. Oh, it's not against the American people or that kind of garbage, or you're going to have problems with somebody coming over the border of Russia No, it's got problems with people within your own confines of your borders. And what happens is, you get guys like this, they got all the guns. Well, you could back up this Sergei who's bringing out the truth. And, get rid of the freaking state crooks that are freaking ripping off the Russian people, including Vladimir Putin. Now, that don't mean I side with John McCain, because I don't like that guy. I don't like Hillary Clinton either. But, being as an American, I could say that. Now, as a Russian, I don't know what the hell you could say too much about Vladimir Putin. But I want Americans to freaking wake up that, when you're looking at Russian today and you're looking at Abigail talking over there with her breaking the set and all this other garbage, she's nothing but a paid shill for this freaking bastard crook. That's all she is. You look at her cute skirt and she's like smiling and everything, and all the guys are going, oh, she's great. Oh, she said buy hemp and oh, the leader. Fuck that. She's a bunch of bullshit. She's not saying nothing against Vladimir Putin. So, I mean, when you guys look at freaking Russia today and you say, oh, it's against the New World Order, you're freaking so damn wrong, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's one freaking evil versus another evil. Who gives a shit? You're gonna side? I wouldn't side with either one of them. None of them. But at least in the United States, we still got the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, and we got the number one part of the Constitution, which is freedom of speech. And number two is the right to bear arms. Freedom of speech and the teeth to back it up. That's important. Sergei could have used some of them Kalashnikovs, man. He could have used some of them. He could have used a little gang of his own to freaking fight back those freaking bastards that are trying to imprison him. They should have busted him out of that goddamn place, man. There's ways you can bring pressure on people if you got the balls. If you got the balls. Problem is, people don't have the balls. That's the thing. Oh, man, there's lots of ways. There's lots of ways. I don't want to get into that kind of detail on YouTube, but there is lots of ways. But, the biggest problem is the American morons that are actually kind of waking up a little bit, and figuring out, yeah, we got corrupt people in the United States. No kidding. No kidding. They go run over to Russia and they say, oh, Vladimir Putin's a great guy. He's a hero. He's against the New World Order. Oh, bullshit. The proof of that is this Sergei Magnitsky, who's now being put on trial almost 4 years after he dies for tax evasion, which originally the Russian state said in writing that they had overpaid taxes. Oh, you owe taxes as soon as you accuse the Russian state or the police of any kind of wrongdoing. Oh, then you owe taxes. See? That's how that shit works. So, I'm just telling you straight, man, because, I ain't on nobody's side. I ain't on McCain's side. I ain't on, McCain made a big stink about what Vladimir Putin said. I don't like McCain. I'd never vote for that guy in a million years, man. Hillary Clinton was involved in this shit. I don't like her. They're two opposite parties in the United States. I don't support neither one of them. But I'll tell you what, I'd probably support either one of them over Vladimir Putin. No problem. Because that guy is a big freaking scam act to the max. Big time. Big time, man. So, anyway, just setting the record straight, because I'm getting tired of these freaking people on the... it's almost like you get this little cult thing going on YouTube, where, oh, Vladimir Putin's against the New World Order. Well, maybe he is in some way, because he wants to be the New World Order. It's about the only way he's against it. It's the only way. And he's probably a worse alternative than anything out in the West. So I don't see how the hell, he's a good thing. Why the hell would you support that crap? I don't. So anyway, just want to make sure that people understand where, because when this guy goes to church and he's over there talking nice and sweet and he's talking about family values and shit, he's a pile of crap, man. He's a big crook and he's a egomaniac, and he doesn't give a shit about human rights, because Sergei Magnitsky is an example, big example. And it's not the only example. There's a gazillion examples going on. That's exactly how it works. As soon as you expose anybody that's around Putin or works in the state of corruption, oh no, you're the crook. And the Putin case says, well, I'm a hero now because I'm investigating crooks. I just accused you of being a crook, and I'm a hero. And here, I'm going to church, and I believe in Jesus. That's another one of his freaking scam lines. He don't believe in nothing. He belongs to the god called egomaniac Vladimir Putin for number one, and his boys, man. That's all he's about. I'm just setting the record straight, man. That's all it is. And, at least in the West, if I want to say Hillary Clinton screwed up or John McCain screwed up, I can. Or President Obama screwed up, fine. But, I ain't going to freaking go support Vladimir Putin over any of those people. That's for sure. So, because Vladimir Putin is about 100 times more screwed up.